Alright, stretch. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me post that I'm live on socials so people know I'm live. And then we're gonna draw our mushroom girly. Oh, a second attempt. I first started drawing like the mushroom girly, and then I couldn't, for whatever reason. I'm struggling to like color her, and I'm not sure why. Alright, let me get on Blue Sky. Blue Sky, it might be easier to just copy and paste it. Alright, posted it to Blue Screen. Now we gotta go to Twitter. Alright, and then we got a sound check on YouTube. Because I prepare absolutely nothing beforehand. Which is a wonder why I get anything done, honestly. the music's coming in good, so that's good. Now I just gotta make sure my voice is coming out good. The music's coming in good, so that's good. And my voice is coming in good. Alright. Is that my voice? Is that my... Oh well. Okay, so we're doing another form of the mushroom lady. I still have her sit form, but like... I don't know why. For whatever reason, I just can't color her. Or at least anytime I try, like, it's weird. Alright, time to pull up my references. So we're gonna try it again. Who's excited for the end of the year and holidays? Who's ready to start New Year? And I hope things get better. I also thought of doing this as a no chitty chat stream, but we'll see. It's actually really cool. So Sunday I got to I I made a new friend in my lair complex that that likes sushi as much as I do, and so we went to this place that was nearby. And basically what it is for like 30 bucks you can get in to eat for all you can eat sushi. And that was really good. But it was nice. We got to hang out. We got to chitty chat. I sniffed her like a fucking crack addict. Because she had this perfume called like strawberry pound cake, and she just smelled like super sweet. So yeah, I'm weird. Anytime I smell something good, I'm like, can I smell that more? And she just laughed. She thought it was so funny. But yeah, we went out for sushi and had like a really good had like a great time. We also went to Books A Million, and we stopped by like a game store, like a local game store that was kind of cool. I still can't believe what like old school like Pokemon and like Mario and Zelda games are retailing for, because they're basically retailing for the price they either were at launch or more. Like, So for example, like a copy of Pokemon Coliseum from like the schools of like GameCube, or like from the days of GameCube, essentially, it was like $150. I was like, oh damn. What? That's like that's insane. No, that's the price. Ooh, I like that better. But yeah, or like, there was a Legend of Zelda game, I think that was in there for like almost $200. And it was for like, not GameCube, but I can't remember. But it was like insane. But I guess that goes to show like how much games can like appreciate over the years, you know? It was actually cool to see some DS and Switch games that, you know, were still like physical, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix this booba. It'll be okay. That's what Joodles are for. Oh, come on. But no, what was cool was, it was funny, my friend and I were at the sushi place, and, she was telling me about some of the book giveaways that she had been entering, and that she had won, and then somehow we got on a discussion of, Schmildos. yeah. We were sitting in this sushi place talking about multicolored galaxy schmildos. Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. So, I do have a Throne. I did sign up for Throne. I actually need to link it to my Twitch. I've been kind of bad about doing that, but yeah, my first time discovering Throne was actually kind of funny. Because it was like, so, Throne is a way that you can buy, like, your favorite streamers, you know, like, gifts, snacks, that kind of thing. And I had seen some of my other streamer friends, they had it in their, like, abouts and bios and what have you. And they fund things like, you know, you can fund, like, computer equipment you need, you know, maybe some other daily stuff that you probably need. You could do bath care products, snacks, both, you know, like from the US and outside of it. But then I saw something weird, and it was this, like, galaxy-looking, candle thing. And, it was not a candle, it was a schmildo. It was actually a horse schmildo. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? You can get that on Throne. You can have people get that for you on Throne. And then that led me down a rabbit hole. A very deep one. God. My degeneracy knows no bounds. But, anyways, I went down this rabbit hole, and apparently not only can you get your, like, followers to help you get schmildos, but apparently if you wanted to, you could fund, like, Love Sense toys, machines, and all kinds of fun things. That I was just kind of like, what the fuck? And, I was telling my friend about it, and my friend was like, hey, don't judge. And I'm like, I'm not judging. Do I think it's a little weird and on the nose? Yes, but there's no judgment. Oh my god. But I about died. And it was funny too, because I remember I was telling a friend, I was like, did you know that you could do this? And he was like, yeah, like, people do it as, like, gag gifts for, like, their favorite, usually they do it as, like, gag gifts and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my god. That's crazy. So then what I did, because I'm awesome and amazing, oh god, what did I do? I did a lot, actually. But, the thingy thing that I did was I made two, like, playlists on my Throne. Well, several, actually. Not playlists, but, like, wish lists. So one is entirely comprised of snacks, and the other is entirely comprised of schmildos. And it's funny, because my list entirely comprised of schmildos, I have a note, I'm like, if you looked at this and decided I needed some schmildos, you're freaky, and now I know you're freaky, because I too am freaky. Oh my god. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the link to it and get approved, but, like, for the time being, I'm just like, oh my god. I'm trying to figure out how to do this hat. no, she and I were giggling for like a good while. Oh, I also put in a couple applications to some fish markets besides the current fish market that I work at, and I was pleasantly surprised. I went in for an interview at 1 last Thursday, and I called them today to see if I was still being considered. They were like, "Yes, we're still considering you. We're not, like, we'll call, email with next steps." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. But on top of that, I have another fish market that wants to, like, sign me on, like, immediately. My other fish market, so it was interesting. My other fish market that I put in an application for, so one market is like a print market, and the other one is more like a grocery store, or like a general store, like a fish general store. And so I put in my application for both. And the general store actually gave me a call back. They asked me, or rather, they called me to do an interview on Sunday. And so I went and I did it, and they liked me a lot, so much so that they're willing to sign me, like, now, essentially. But I'm kind of waiting to see what the print market says, just because I hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on how I want to do this. I didn't think about the arms very well. But, I'll lighten that up a bit. Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the fish market. But, my other fish market was really understanding. They understand that, like, I want to wait and see what's going on with the first market, with the print market I interviewed with, and so, I have until Friday to decide which one I'm gonna go for. Because the other market, they're looking for somebody to do shell handling and work in the shell office. And, but they're like, hey, we wanna get you on the register, because we wanna see if you're gonna be a good fit, and we wanna get you solid on that first before we send you, like, to the back to go work on shells, and I was like, you know what? That's fair. Yeah. So. That arm is hella backwards. But yeah, so I'm gonna take this week. I know stream's been a little bit wonky. Stream is gonna continue to be a little bit wonky. Like, especially for my days and stuff. I think it would be held up like that. But then, like, that hand would be cut off. Yeah, so it's like she's holding up a sun hat, essentially. I think her arms need to be a bit longer. try to give her that more like willow-esque shape. God damn it. Oh, because that doesn't work either. Why are arms so hard to draw? I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh, I've been doodling in my sketchbook more. Just trying to practice the like the body and head proportions a bit better. So I've been doing that over the past like week or so. My legs are still a bit off, but as you can see, I've kind of improved a little bit. I did also take a little bit more inspiration from my friend and her likes and dislikes, so I'm trying to add that. Because when I first did the mushroom, I didn't really know like a lot about my friend, and now that I have a better understanding of her, I can kind of put my own spin on it, you know? It's actually a bit interesting because she has one of my larger stickers, like decals, that I like, that she wanted to put on the back of her SUV. And when I tell you that thing is still going strong, it has survived rain, freezing cold, wind, high speeds. Oh, it's so good. I'm trying to debate with myself how I'm gonna do this other leg. I still gotta come up for my healthy lore for my character. From my Sona, so to speak. Because Quinn's already written up me pouring bubble soap in the in the park or for my toxic lore, I should say. Come on. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not really talkative today. I guess it could be kind of good for some days, and then other days it's not, like, as great. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I started watching, The Marvelous, Mrs. Maisel with a friend of mine. We finished, What We Do in the Shadows, like, I want to say, like, a few days ago. And, I actually had not seen the ending of What We Do in the Shadows. The last time I binged it, I think only season 4 was out. Either season 4 or season 5 had just, like, come out and I had binged it. And so, one of my friends was asking me, he's like, hey, do you have any show recommendations? And I was like, well, do you like, mockumentary shows? And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, shows like, you know, The Office, Parks and Rec, What We Do in the Shadows. And he's like, well, what is, What We Do in the Shadows? I was like, oh, it's this show about these vampires that are being filmed for a documentary. And he's like, oh, that sounds cool. That sounds like a cool premise. And so we watched it, and he was just like, oh my god, I have to see how this, like, ends. I was like, yeah, it's, It's great, isn't it? But yeah, no, all the like twists and turns was great. I still think about the time I showed Sook, What We Do in the Shadows. It's a good show. It's a great show, even. Yeah, but now we're, back, but now we're watching the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I feel like I watch Mrs. Maisel too much and not enough at the same time. Honestly. Because it's one of those shows that's like, it's a comfort show because it explains like the, how to like refine the creative process and whatnot. But like, again, I've also like seen it enough to know like what my favorite parts are. Okay, Pinterest is broken. Come on, Pinterest. Why? Alright, let me see. I think that's gonna have to do for now. I get to decide if I want to give her hip wings or, or if she's just fine as is, you know? I think in my other mushroom lady, I did wind up giving her wings. But I feel like for this, she may not need wings. Hmm. Anyone excited about that Netflix Warner Brothers merger? It was funny. So I actually had somebody ask me what my thoughts were about it. About the fact that Netflix bought Warner Brothers, and people are, you know, like freaking out that but you know, this is gonna lead to less competition, less jobs, you know, because you know, it's a what is it? Like, it's gonna be like a mega merger that they have to get, like, if I remember correctly, it's something like they want the government to investigate for, like, antitrust laws and for, like, monopoly, like, stuff that's not kosher and this, that, and the other. And I was like, do you really want to know my honest opinion about it? And my friend was like, yes, I would like to know your honest opinion. I'm like, okay, everybody's freaking out because it's not another legacy studio that bought Warner Brothers. It's a streaming service. A streaming service has bought the entirety of the Warner Brothers, like, company, and Warner Brothers is a legacy studio. And what I mean by legacy studio is they're, you know, like a professional, like, movie studio, like Disney and stuff, and they've been around for, like, ever. Okay, but, like, the thing of it is that, and this is not to say that, like, I'm all for Netflix doing it. Okay, because, like, obviously loss of competition, loss of jobs, like, those are all bad things. Those are things that, you know, makes the American market, like, very hard to, like, compete in and, you know, try to get your stuff seen. But, like, the thing of it is the collective freakout, again, is because it's a streaming platform that's bought Warner Brothers, right? Because, like, think about it. If Disney had bought Warner Brothers, it would have just been another Tuesday. Okay? If NBC had bought Warner Brothers, you know, it would be another Tuesday. Like, nobody would be freaking out about it as bad because it would have been like, oh, you know, like, this is just how business is done, you know? Because, now granted, that wasn't to say that people weren't complaining, you know, when Disney bought up 20th Century Fox and Hulu and all this other stuff. It's not just say that there weren't, you know, like, naysayers that are just like, you know, this should be illegal because it's turning into a monopoly. But it's interesting. I can't explain. It's interesting that now that it's Netflix doing it, now all of a sudden people are, like, vocal and it's crazy and I don't know. To be honest, I think it's more timing than the fact that it actually is Netflix. I think people are tired of hearing about companies, like, buying other companies and consolidating their like corporation into being this one, like, giant studio that will largely have no competition in the market, and, you know, will continue to have a monopoly. I did see somebody make a joke that when all the streaming platforms consolidate, they'll reinvent cable. And that was kind of funny. but yeah, no, I think the freak out is maybe a little bit unwarranted. You know, we've seen companies do this in the past. And again, that's not to say that, you know, you shouldn't have an opinion, you shouldn't be critical about it, like you absolutely should be. But again, it's interesting to see that the backlash is a lot stronger because it's Netflix, you know? Now, that being the case, Netflix has been known for having, you know, some issues with their own, like, content creation stuff, right? Like, they've been known to cancel really shows that do really well, and, like, after 2 seasons, because of reasons. And, you know, like, if you talk to actors that work on Netflix shows, they're like, well, I was only paid, like, this much. And, you know, like, it's a bit laughable. Just based off of where they have to live to find these gigs, number one. But number two, the fact that Netflix makes millions of dollars. Like, there was a big thing a while back with, like, back during the strikes with Orange is the New Black, about their, actors, you know, not getting, like, a payout you would expect for them to have. Especially considering that the show itself made Netflix, like, helped make Netflix millions and then, like, help them rise as a streaming platform. So it's stuff like that. And it's not to say that that concern is unwarranted, you know? There's also, oh no, I didn't want to delete it all. So there's just stuff like that. I did see another videos where somebody was talking about how Warner Brothers makes shows for other streaming services. So like they have a couple shows that air on Apple that are made on Apple TV that are made specifically by Warner Brothers. And so there's some concern that Netflix will consolidate like all of the shows that they make for other networks and just put them, or other streaming platforms, and just put them on Netflix. Which, I mean, fair point, but like, you know, at that point, that's, that makes sense. There was also a concern that Netflix would no longer allow Warner Brothers movies to go into theaters. Because I can't remember, I think it was the Netflix CEO that said movie theaters are obsolete nowadays. But that, I think, was I think he also came out and said that they have no plans to stop distributing Warner Brothers films in theaters and future releases in theaters. I don't know. I don't know the specifics on that, though. But yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just kind of waiting for cable to get reinvented. But, actually, I'm also interested to see if theaters may drop their luxury, like, experience and go back to, like, their roots, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, like, how should I put it? So, like, when I was growing up, Cinemark... How should I explain this? So, Cinemark Theater is really, at least as far as I've seen, I don't know how, like, true this is, but, like, when I was a little fishling, when I was a guppy, you had movie theaters that had, like, rows and rows of, like, seats, and what would happen is you would buy a ticket, and then you would go and you would just pick whatever seat was open, right? And then as I became a teenage fishling, there was this theater called Cinemark, and it was really interesting because they offered a more luxury theater experience where, like, you could get assigned seating, you could get reclined chairs, you could, you know, get like real food with your, like, popcorn and stuff. And then that kind of caught on, and, you know, theaters like AMC pivoted to offer that type of, like, luxury experience. And now I think, like, every theater does. I think every, like, major company theater does. More local theaters, I think, are a bit different. But, yeah. Imagine going into a theater and you actually had to look up the rows to, like, pick what seat you wanted. First come, first serve. There ain't no assigned seating. God, it's been forever since I've been to the theater. I kind of want to go. I think the last time I went to a theater, I saw the Barbie movie, which was actually really cool to see in theaters. I enjoyed the Barbie movie. But I also like Margot Robbie. Mainly I liked the one scene where they're at a party and they're dancing, and stereotypical Barbie goes, "Do you ever just randomly think about dying?" And the whole party stops to, like, look at her, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And Barbie's just like, have you ever thought about, like, dying to continue to party every day? And then they're like, oh, yeah. You know? One of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. But yeah, what is it? But yeah, no, it's kind of sad to see the downfall of theaters, like, but at the same time, it's a bit understandable with streaming. You know, COVID kind of changed a lot of a lot of a lot of not necessarily ways, but like a lot of things we used to do as a society. Which is neat in its own way, but like, you know, it also inspired some like weird changes too. Part of me feels like I'm not drawing these legs right. Oh, God damn it. Girl's got legs. Legs for months and days. And I'm also be right back. Because I have to pee. So please enjoy the ambient music. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, I'm back. I've returned. You shall not pass. I forget, there's like a meme bit with that. Okay, hold on. A friend is requesting I do Discordy stuffy stuff. Oh, okay. So interestingly enough, something else interesting has happened this week. So, for those who don't know, my original Discord account got hacked, back in September. And the dude bro was, the guy that hacked my account, was basically like, hey, I'll give it back if you give me like 20 bucks. And I was like, no. And then the whole time that this dude had my account, he was messaging me, he was messaging my friendos. It was a whole thing. I feel like that's the right one. And so yeah, it wasn't a good time. He actually insulted me. He's like, there's nothing in your Discord. This sucks, that sucks, yeah. Like, it was great. It made me feel great. Well, anyways, I tried reporting him on Discord. I have actually reported that account multiple times on Discord. And Discord won't do jack about it. And it's kind of frustrating. But anyways, he started getting active again. And so I have friends telling me that, you know, my account is, that my account is messaging them and I guess is desperate to try to get something from everybody. And I think it's like crypto? Like, I think that account's trying to get like crypto out of people, but like, I don't really know anybody who uses crypto. So, like, joke's on them, I guess, but then like, I myself also don't use crypto, so again, the egg is on your face, my dude. Like, you're trying to fish in a pond that's got no fish. Okay. But, anyways, so the account has openly admitted to some of my friends that I couldn't add back to my friends list. Like, hey, I'm a scammer, I'm scamming people. And, you know, I have pictures and screenshots of them openly admitting to using my account to scam and, you know, trying to do monetary transactions to basically have them sell my account back. Well, some of the friends that, like, one of my friends got hit up by the scammer, and they were like, hey, did you give your old account away? And I was like, no, why? And he was like, well, they messaged me and they told me that they're using your old account for scams. But they gave me the Discord to your new account. I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And my friend was like, honestly, it was kind of weird. They seemed like an ethical hacker. And I'm like, my guy, if they were ethical, they would have given me my fucking account back. Anyways, I'm like, report that asshole. It's not me. No, but I'm like, I'm really, I've still been like really upset about it. You would think after my card declined not once, but twice, he would have given up, but nah. But no, I guess occasionally he still logs back into that account to like go message and try to scam people. And it's funny because he posted these weird like pictures into other like mutual discords I'm in. Or I was in on that old account to try to get people to, I guess, go to like Twitter and look up this profile so he could hack their like crypto wallets, I guess. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? So yeah, I have an account that is, or rather my old account, is basically, I guess, trying to scam people. Please do not under any circumstances give that motherfucker money. Like, I'm going through, one of my other friends is helping me get better with my security. The stuffs, so... Yay. Which, I actually need to report that account again. I actually had another one of my friends ask me, they're like, hey, your old account's trying to message me. What should I do? And I'm like, report that motherfucker. But no, my other friends is like, it's super weird that they're giving your new account to like your older friends on your friend, or like your other friends on your friends lists. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I had thought that was relatively weird too. And so yeah. Basically, I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. I'm gonna start crying, honestly. I can't tell where my thing is. Oh, there it is. I need to get that little, like, crosshair thing. But yeah, I have a friend that's like, you really need to like start back up to reporting that account more, because the way it works is like, if Discord doesn't see it as much, they're not gonna like really do anything. And so the more you report it, the more it gets flagged, and the more they're gonna want to look into it. Just stuff like that, which is kind of frustrating, but I mean, I get it, I understand. Would you quit moving around? I think I counted one of you twice. So frustrating. God, I love robots. That movie is so good. Oh, I also have to get my Subscribe Star account up. I've been meaning to do that. They want me to put it in my the account in my social, like my social links and feeds and stuff, so I'm gonna be doing that. I wonder if I could just do that. Yeah, that line is placed just the teensy bit awkwardly. Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh, oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on. It's actually interesting. My friend is a super big, like, mushroom person. But it was interesting. So we were at Books A Million and we're, like, kind of wandering around, checking out, the books and stuff, and, we actually found, like, a small, like, erotica section that we totally, like, obliterated by checking out, like, all the cool books. And she's like, well, why don't you draw this? Why don't you draw, like, erotica? Because, you know, that's, like, stuff that you like and that you would do, like, really well with. And I'm like, funny you should say that. So I have discovered very recently, trust me, I do want to draw more erotica and more pinup and just more, like, just more appreciation for adulty content in general. But for whatever reason, it's a hang-up I can't quite, like, get over. And that's not to say that, you know, I'm, you know, wholly impure and this, that, and the other, because that's just not the case. I don't know. I tell myself it's my anatomy. My anatomy, you know, is just not, like, where it needs to be in order for me to do that. But then, like, other friends will see my artwork and they're like, oh my god, like, what are you talking about? You're totally where you need to be to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose you're right. But, like, for whatever reason, I just can't bring myself to do it. And then, one of my guy friends was like, well, does, you know, that kind of thing make you uncomfortable? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you can see other people do it. Like, you can appreciate it as a form when other people do it, but you yourself can't do it. So does it make you uncomfortable? And I said, well, okay, you know, that's kind of fair. Like, I guess maybe it makes me uncomfortable to do it because I don't think that I could evoke the same sort of vibes the people I follow do. You know? Part of me is like, maybe I just need to get over the craze and go for it. But the other part of me is just like, okay, but like, other people do it and they're good at it, you know? If you do it, it's not gonna be that great. So, how should I put this? The sex is really weird because on one hand, it's one of the most powerful things you can do, but at the same time, it's also the most, like, vulnerable thing you can do. You know? I think maybe my hang-up is that I struggle with vulnerability. Which, you know, is nothing new. Like, I'm sure plenty of people struggle with that, but like, it's harder to do it and also be, like, seen doing it. I think this is partially why I tend to watch, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel a lot, because in it, Midge also struggles with, like, her life, you know? Because she was a waifu, and then hubby, not to spoil it, but the husband, like, did something shady that wound up, that basically turned into them getting a divorce. I do like when she's first, like, starting and she, like, starts to do it, like, more, like, the comedy thing a bit more with, like, purpose, and she bombs, and, you know, she's like, why would anyone go up there? Why would anybody do this if you're just gonna bomb again and again and again? And Susie's like, well, you know, that's how all the greats, you know, got great. They went up there and they bombed. They bombed badly in some cases. And it's like, why the hell would anybody do this? If you're just gonna, you know, bomb again and again and again until you get better. And my, it kind of ties into my New Year's resolution, which is to become more visible. Like, I can do the artwork. You know, I'm a little bit fuzzy on the business aspect side of things. But I can do the artwork. I can make the posts. I can kind of edit the videos. Not all that well, mind you, but, you know, something is better than nothing. Right? What happened? What happened to all the beautiful shroom lines? Oh, there we go. And as much as I like to believe that, as much as I like to believe that, you know, my artwork still needs improving. I mean, everybody's artwork still needs, you know, like, to improve over time. I've got the art thing down, you know? I've got the art thing. I kind of understand how marketing works. At least when it comes to other people. My own marketing, a bit different, but like other people's marketing, I can nail other people's marketing. Come on. But no, I want to try to be seen more, like, I don't know, post more videos and stuff. Which means I gotta get over my editing hang up. I got a bomb. I got a bomb, and I got a bomb over and over and over again before I get better. Alright, we're getting clothes on her. On our little shroom fairy. Our little shroom girly. Crap. That was not supposed to be on that layer. Hmm. One day. I'm really excited for the new year. Mainly because I'm excited to essentially put my foot on the pedal and go. And really, really do this. Now, granted, I am getting a another market job, but I don't want to give up on this. I've tried some things and I've learned, you know, from others, and it's gonna be great. You should write a book. How to upset women in 5 words or less. No, it's how to offend women in 5 words or less. Oh, there's another really big, I don't don't know how I could have forgotten. There's another really big controversy going on right now, and that is Pantone's Color of the Year award. So apparently every year Pantone has this like color people could vote on for the year, and I guess this year the color that won is like this off shade of white, and people are like, how could that color have won color of the year? It's boring. It's just pure white. And I mean, on one hand, I kind of get it, right? Because, like, white's sort of like black. It's, okay, well, what I mean by that is white as a color is very versatile, right? Sort of like black. Black you can wear with almost anything and it makes black, and black makes the other color look good. White is kind of the same, but a bit different as well. Because white you have to kind of have to pair it with like certain things. Otherwise it makes like other super light colors super like washed out. But the other thing of it is a lot of interiors, like from buildings to you know, like building interiors, even certain buildings they're painted white. And the reason why they're painted white is because white, you know, helps let in the most color and makes it the most sunlight, and helps bounces that sunlight around to make you know, interiors more inviting, more welcoming, more open, right? But I can understand the critique, because in a way, by making white the color of the year, you're like kind of inviting everybody to make, you know, it's that particular shade of white that's like the color of the year, but the idea is that because it's color of the year, people are going to use it more. It's sort of like millennial beige, essentially. There was a trend where all like the millennial like women just had brown, beige, and very neutral like earth color tones for like decoration and you know, like aesthetic reasons. Now, supposedly it's because those women were colorblind, so what was actually millennial beige they thought was like a blue kind of color. I don't know off the top of my head. So, but like, it was this phenomenon that like, basically for these girly pops that were very like, you know, house aesthetic, everything was pretty boring and bland and beige. And if anything, heaven forbid anything had color, because if it had color, that shit would turn beige. But that's not the point. The point is that I guess the outrage or the argument is that beige or not beige, but like having it be white essentially promotes the uber like minimalist like look that everything can be like interchangeable gray, white, you know, hellscape that we're currently in, because, you know, it's just basically it's cheaper and easier to make everything as simplistic as possible. That's why you don't see like That's why you don't see like Pizza Hut roofs anymore. That's why, you know, for the longest time, when McDonald's couldn't like advertise to children, you know, you lost a lot of the color that was in older McDonald's restaurants when they switched to like boring gray and plain. And then, you know, companies are like, hey, we want things to be set up like a box, so that way if for whatever reason the older company, you know, like goes out, then we can just, you know, put our stuff in and it's fine and it's dandy. It's like an easy switch. But, you know, we're losing a lot of really pretty architecture and really pretty, like, craftsmen, like stuff that master craftsmen would spend years of their lives to like carve and make. I did have a point with this though. Oh, my point is that white is like, I don't know. I don't really follow Pantone's color of the year. But for this year to be white, I think either this year, I think it was this year. Yeah, but for it to be white also kind of says something about white canvases in general, because a lot of artists, like, how should I put this? Looking at a pure white canvas, you have so many possibilities ahead of you, right? There are so many things you could draw, there are so many things you could do, and your brain, like, just kind of expands on all these different ideas until essentially you just kind of, like, short circuit and you wind up in indecision paralysis because of the fact that there are so many possibilities. But in a way, I feel like it kind of gives a little bit of hope for the future, you know? By saying that the color of year is, in its weird, twisted, silver lining, happy interpretive way, you could say that Pantone's color of the year being white is essentially Pantone saying that, and I am not affiliated with them. All right, this is a me personal opinion, me only, me personal opinion. But to make the color of the year white is not to be, you know, plain and boring, but to say, hey, here's all the potential that you could have going into the new year. So use this color as like a blank canvas to further expand upon, you know, your own potential. I feel like one of the hardest lessons you can learn is that there is no right time. And that's something I'm currently going through, so please don't get it twisted, but you have all this potential, and while you try to wait for the right time, there never really is a right time to start grasping for that potential. You know, something's always gonna be on fire somewhere. Chaos is always gonna, like, ensue whenever you start anything new. You're gonna question how talented you really are, or how, you know, how good you really are at certain things that you wish to do when you first start out. But that's the beauty of the Endless Void. You can make anything, you can do anything. Speaking of endless canvases, I guess also Costco is suing the Cheeto. So there's that. Oh, the other thing I remember. Okay, alright, so I want to talk about this because I find this kind of interesting. So, there was a video that popped up on my For You page that was basically about how companies in China have to keep slashing prices so companies can get in on like a market share. And this was framed as like a bad thing because if companies keep cutting prices, they don't make as much money, they can't hire, you know, as many workers and what have you. And this is not I forget who posted it. It was some like US economic, I think it was who posted the Chinese thing. Hold on. I'm just great with all the things I describe, you know? China cut prices. That's not what I was looking for. Hold on. I have it in my Clocky app. Give me 1 second. Oh my god, I have to siphon through all my likes to find it. Oh no, that's the guy whose thing was on fire. Where's that price cut video? I know it's in my likes somewhere. Why do I like so much crap? Because it's good crap, that's why. It was The Economist. Okay, so The Economist put out this video basically explaining how China is how China cuts consumer costs on like everything, right? Because what companies are trying to do, companies are trying to get in on like the market share, and so because they're trying to get in on like market shares, I am not an economist, but basically companies are trying to get essentially like a slice of the pie for like revenue, and so they keep cutting prices, and because they keep cutting prices, things keep getting cheaper in China, and because things keep getting cheaper, The Economist like argues that, you know, it's not going to be able to sustain the economy because cheaper prices means companies don't make as much money, which means if they don't make as much money, they don't hire as many people, and if they don't hire as many people, nobody like really works, you know, because things are too easy, things are too affordable. And so initially I had seen The Economist's, you know, like video about it first, and I was like, huh, you know, it feels like there should be like a good balance, because if things are too cheap, you know, then nobody like, well, okay, before this gets twisted, let me preface this, that this was my thought at the time that I watched the video. Because the way that the Economist video made it sound that if things are too cheap to produce and too cheap to buy, then, you know, like, again, that could be bad for the economy. Because then nobody gets paid as much, then nobody can buy as much. Right? Right? Okay, that was the thought at the time. So I scroll for a little while, and I saw another video pop up that was basically the Economist video being stitched by somebody else who was like, this really be feeling like propaganda. Like, propaganda to say that cheap prices means that nobody wins. But, like, if things are cheaper, that makes them more affordable. And, you know, easier for people to, like, buy stuff. And in the comments, people were like, yeah, you know, it feels like it's propaganda, that, you know, they don't want us to try to, like, make things cheaper. But also, somebody pointed out, China's like, oh no, my lobster's too buttery, my steak is too juicy, everything's too, like, affordable. You know? And I just kind of thought that was funny, but, like, at the same time, like, it's weird. Like, all of it's weird. And I say weird mainly because, like, China's got, I hate to say this, but, like, China makes communism look really good. And granted, it's not like, I think it's like communism with like a capitalistic like spin on it for like investments and stuff like that. And again, I live in the States. All right, I'm used to, you know, stuff going on in the States, but again, it's just like, you know, back when everybody did the mass exodus to Red Note, and you got to see into, like, the lives of people, like, they were arguably doing really freaking well, you know? You know? It's also interesting to me that, Chinese phones are banned in the US. Lobster too buttery, steak too juicy is one of my favorite memes. It's my favorite meme too. Hey Lottie, how you doing tonight? Actually, I don't know that I want to make that red. Make it a more like pink. Like light pink. But nah, it's better if it's just like it. Let me go back and redo that. But yeah, no. So like Red Note really showed, I guess, how they live on the other side of the pond. Or, you know, the ocean. But like, now that's not to say I'm gonna pack up all my shit and move. I don't speak Chinese. In fact, Chinese actually scares me a little bit as like a written language. But like, it's interesting to find out that there are certain like vehicles and phones that come from China, that China manufactures, that are actually banned here in the US. Not because of the Chinese spy network, which has now become my other favorite meme. So when the government shut down and you know, people were essentially what is it? It's like they were being furloughed. People were like, you know what, I don't talk to my FBI agent anymore because they're because the government shut down, so I'm talking to my Chinese spy person. I loved the Chinese spyware memes. I'm gonna be totally freaking honest. Those were amazing memes. but anyways, but they're banned because essentially, like, I think in that video from The Economist, like, China had an electric car that was like $5,000, you know, like $5K that you could just buy outright. I'm doing alright. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm drawing another mushroom lady. She's supposed to be a tattoo for a friend of mine. This would actually be my second time drawing a tattoo for somebody. Cool. Yeah, very cool. Very cool indeed. But yeah, so China has like different car manufacturers that are, you know, way cheaper than what you would expect to get a car in the States for. But then, like, they also have these phones. Apparently, from what I've heard, these phones, these, like, phones that, touchscreen phones that China makes are, like, really good. Like, they're better than, Apple, from what some people have said. And you can't get them here in the US because they're banned in the US because, if they weren't, Apple would have competition in the market. Or, you know, then, you know, there's no buffer between the Chinese, spyware and you. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like the Chinese spyware argument is kind of old, especially when you hear, like, articles and shit about, like, Facebook and Google leaking data. Oh, that might be a bit too dark. But yeah, no, I just thought I thought people's response to that video was interesting. And, like, my own thought process on it, I was like, well, you know, having more affordable things is not, like, a bad thing, right? Like, excuse me. Like, you want things to be affordable, you know? Having things be affordable would be very nice. That aside, though, I'm interested to see how things shape up in the long term, especially with China and with the contrast, you know. Now, granted, I see it on TikTok. I don't know, like, how much of the actual, like, how much stuff about China actually gets to, like, the mainstream, like, masses. It's actually always fun when I go home and I talk about stuff I see about China. Because my dad is older and my dad's China. China's the enemy. I'm like, I mean, at one point, maybe, but, like, now, things are kind of changing, you know? And my dad's like, you know, they spy on us and they take our data. And I'm like, yeah. That's probably true. It was interesting though. I was in, maybe it's because Atlanta is like a bit bigger city, but like in November I went to Conjuration Con with my psychic friend, and that was kind of like a hot mess. But I went, I learned some things, I had fun. 1010 would recommend to anybody who's in the area. But like it was really interesting because like where we went to the venue to go do like merch stuff, there's a Korean district that has like Korean like writing and restaurants and shops and stuff, and I thought that was super cool. Yes, but so do every other country, even our own, right? You get it, Lottie, you get it. Also, about the phones, my brother and his SO have Kina brand phones. One is extremely good for the price tag, and the other has the best camera I've ever seen. Action photos, close-ups of the smallest things, light and stuff like a starry sky or the northern lights. Perfect pictures every time, and the zoom it can zoom is on the moon. It's not a dot in the sky. You see the fucking details on that thing. Oh my god. Okay. See, that's why they're not allowed over here, because they'll challenge Samsung and Apple's rule to the cell phone market. China. I didn't realize it was spelled different in English. Oh, okay. Alright, I was wondering why I thought Kina was a brand, was a Chinese brand, because I'm like, I haven't heard of that brand, but okay. Yeah, no, you're fine, you're fine. No worries. Why stretch? And why did you hit me in the face with Ramonite? Okay. Oh, I popped a bunch up and I'm stretching. Oh my god. Alright, I drank my Wagwa. It's not filtered through Diet Coke this time because I have no Diet Coke to filter it through. I'm going through withdrawals. I heard that pop. You did? Can you hear that I'm old, ancient, and creaking? I'm like sunk ruins. But on land. So regular ruins, unsunk by time, space, or affliction. Excuse me. I did a thingy thing where I burped. I'm gonna tell on you. I don't know who to, but I'm gonna tell somebody that you hit me with a Ramonade bottle. Wow. Actually, I know who I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell my husband you threw soda at me. Because you're rude. And that was very rude. And he's gonna make you give me a cookie. So ha. Oh shit, that moment I realized I have cookie dough in the refrigerator. Oh yeah. Husband! Yeah, one of my friends from Final Fantasy, whenever we see each other, he yells waifu, and I'm like, husband! Aw. Yeah. Yeah. He's a great dude. He's Squidward. You're Squidward. I'm Squidward. Are there any other Squidwards I should know about? I'm getting out of here. Ah! I'm getting pelted by shark gummies! Rude! Why would you do that to me? I mean, to be fair, I guess I kind of deserved it. But why? I'm curious. Okay. I have a few other really cool channel point redemptions. just read the description on Uppies. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. Puppies! Oh, they're so cute! The little chat buddies. I drew them myself and I animated them by hand. YouTube's asleep, but they last for, I think, like 15 minutes. They're nice, they cute, they sit on the poopa. Blip. I love Blip. Blip is so good too. I have a lot of really fun redemptions that I've made recently that I get super excited when people use them. I have more in the works too. All the emojis, all of them. I do plan to have them as chat buddy, like Eldritch chat buddy character commissions for like your character here. Again! I can't afford Yoink, so I guess that's all for now. Oh, it's chosen! It's Cthulhu! It's Cthulhu Daddy! God, it's the first time in forever since he's been in stream. Alright, I'm stretching! I'm stretching! Fuck! Alright, I did it! I stretched and I drank the Wagwa. Oh, don't worry about Yoink, Lottie. It's okay. It's all good. It's all fine and dandy. we don't need to use it. We don't need to do that one. Now, if I do it, I'm never gonna get that exact same shade of pink again. Puppies! They'll come back. I think they'll just... Oh wait, did 15 minutes really go by and it ended? I think you turned them off. Hold on. Hi. Hold up, let me get the uppies back. Before I have to go get ready for work, could you show off the model a bit? Oh, my model? Yeah, how do I do that, actually? Crud. I don't know how to do that. Okay, we're gonna... Yeah. So I did not draw this model. My friend Sunday did. So I got fins. I can move my head. My shirt sways a bit. I have bare feet because I have a war against shoes. But yeah. I think I'm back to regular. Ooh, nope. There we go. I'm back to regular size now. Which, I have been informed by Sunday that, they are going to do more. Flip. They're going to make a Model 2.0 version of this model that, I will steadily sell my soul to for them to add more, like, outfits, more customization, that kind of thing. Like, I'm in talks with them of getting, like, an Eldritch form for my Sona, and a couple other fun things. You mentioned it was an art trade? Really pretty. Yes, so this model was an art trade. I had given them a PNG tuber model that I designed specifically for them. I think I can find it. Actually, where is it? Ah, here it is. So this was the model I made for them. It is a fishified version of their avatar. And then it has animation effects. There's also a hand. Let me see if I can find that later. Head. Where is the hand? Oh, here it is. So this is the hand when the hand's raised. But yeah, no, that's what I did for them for our art trade. Yo, cool! Yeah. So yeah, so I did that for them. They made this model for me, and I loved my model so much that I'm like, hey, can we work out like a payment plan so I can pay you to get like everything I want done on my model? Which I actually considered maybe possibly getting Live 2D Cubism to rig a version of my model for myself. But the more I look at Live 2D Cubism, the more freaked out about it I get, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna stay in my roots, in my own lane, and we're gonna be happy. has contributed 1,042 total to the Dark Souls playthrough challenge. Oh shit, I need to be advertising that. I'm so sorry. I never think about it until it gets brought up. Okay, so I'm running a community channel point challenge. 200,000 channel points and I will play Dark Souls Remastered. That was gifted by a friendo. Lottie-sama with 4K points. Woo! But yeah. Basically, you have, I think it's like 30-ish days. And I can extend it from there. I am currently in the middle of playing Dredge right now. So. Also, this mushroom lady is coming out great. It says 17 days left. Okay, so there are 17 days left until I have to refresh it again. Gotta get going. I'll leave a lurk though. See you around. Red Fox has donated. No worry, Lottie. You have a good day at work. Thanks for stopping by. You know, we always appreciate everybody who jumps in for stream. I'm really thankful to everybody who stops by for stream. Stop it! I've already drank enough! Okay, drink more. I actually have unfiltered water this time, alright? Be proud of me. Oh, here we go. Another stretch! Woo! Ooh, ooh. Crap, my back popped. Gotta love when that happens. Get up. Every day I'm getting closer, gonna take a bath with my frickin' toaster. I'm actually not allowed to take a toaster bath. It has been brought to my attention that that activity is forbidden. I can still sing about it though. Because I do what I want. And then I crawl in the corner and I cry because I don't do what I want. Cute mushroom girl! Thank you! Thank you! She's gonna be a tattoo for a friend. Speaking of tattoos, when are you gonna work on the rest of my Alice in Wonderland ones? I'm getting there, alright? Like, I'm going through a lot right now, but yes, also I have not forgotten I need to redo the Red Queen and get to the Hatter and all of them. I actually have a couple of people I owe commissions to, so whoops. I've made a decision about Alice too. I want to do a Vampire Alice. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Well, get your people to call my people. You know, people call people. I'll call your phone right now, act like I won't. But I have people you gotta get in touch with first, and then you can call me. You can't just call me directly, that's rude. Your assistant said it was fine. Okay, if you say so. Wait, I have an assistant? Yes, me, LMAO. That's funny. Look, man, I forget things, alright? Trust me, I myself am amazed at my ability to get things done. Why am I getting pelted by sharks tonight? I didn't do anything wrong! Sorry, Chosen wanted to see it. Anarchy! 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 I don't know what that word means, but I like it. Anarchy! Oh, shit. Alex. I didn't think I wasn't going to be doing this for much longer, but we've got so many people in. Heck yeah. Love the people. And there went my phone. Come back, phone. Ow, ow, ow. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call her good for right now. Crap. Mainly because I'm hungry and I want to get more food, but 3 hours and 30 minutes, not bad for somebody who moved Strem. We're gonna save. Yes. Alright, everybody. That's gonna be it for me tonight. Friday, we're gonna be back with some co-op gaming with friends. I'm not sure what we're gonna play. Maybe Peak? Maybe something of some such note? I have not decided. I do want to get back to Walk of Life sometime, and I know Migs has expressed getting back into No Time to Relax, so we might actually play No Time to Relax. I don't know yet. But I'm trying to think. Saturday, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do art stream or not. Depending on what happens this week, Sunday I'm going in to fill out some paperwork. And then Strum is gonna be kind of a bit awkward after that. So the end of the year is gonna get really crazy for me, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream for 4 days a week going into the future until I can get things ironed out a little bit. So everything's gonna be pretty much hit and miss. I do apologize. But let's go right into somebody. Oh, I'm also working on getting Discord back up. I know I've been saying that for a few months now, but I have a friend that's helping me because I just can't do... Basically, if I'm left to my own devices to try to get shit done, shit will not get done. I need I need all the help I can get. But we're gonna go raid Shadow Legends. I saw Drucy was on earlier. Selling Rozzy and Rumi. Well, we gotta go raid Rozzy. We gotta go raid our crabby girl who stole my house. I'm gonna yell at Rosie to give me my house back. But no, much love everybody. I hope y'all have a good whenever. I will chit chats with y'all on Friday. Bye bye.